good evening to and welcome to the class. Good evening everyone. I hope that all of you are doing good and are in good health. I'm your teacher Ankita and I welcome you all in the class. It's your own channel 9th and 10th. Good evening Prasanna, Prashansa, we have Sarthak, Monalisha, Chitra, Raj, Astha, Prachi. Hello. Kanika, good evening. I'm good. How are you? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the class. Hi, Adrita. Hi, Samriddhi. Hi, Activity Valley. Hi, Zarina. Hi, Shreya. Hi, Study Star. Good evening, Om Shankar. Awesome, everyone. So, how are you all? How are you feeling today? Excited for the class? Great. I hope that you can see me clearly and can hear me clearly. Right? Amazing. So we'll be starting our class today. I'm glad that all of you have joined us today and will be an amazing class, right? So we have started with the Achievers batch, right? So all of you are the Achievers and we will be achieving what? We will be achieving the knowledge of the particular topic that we will be learning on that day. For example, today our target will be to achieve the understanding and the knowledge on the topic of cell membrane and its function. Yes? So we are clear with this? Very good. Yes. Hi Prashansan, Parasan. Hi Zahiri. Yeah, that's. I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correct. Hi Sanju. Hi Swati. Good evening. Hi Sharanya. Hi Aditi. Hi Deepesh. Poon Money. Yes. Hi Blackpink. Hi Shreya. Hi Prem Kumar. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. So I can see that many of you have joined us, right? Let's quickly start our session. Yes? Quickly give me a thumbs up and we will be starting our session. Yes? Very good. Now, let's begin, right? So, of course, before we start our session of the class, it's a very important thing that I want to request all of you. I hope that you have joined our Telegram group, right, that we have over here. The link is in the description box below. Go there, click on the link and join us, right? So, of course, you'll be getting a lot of updates, a lot of questions over there. So, don't forget to join the group, right? Then comes a very important, the homework question answer. So, let's quickly check, right, the answer of the homework question. So everyone, let's quickly clap for our homework rock stars. Yes? Now these kids wrote the answer. So we will be looking at the names, right, of our friends. And here we go. It was a very easy and very interesting question, I would say, right? Yes, everyone? So over here, we have Blackpink have mentioned about it, right? Yes, they are talking about, yes, we'll be doing about the organelles and the, we'll be looking onto the different organelles and the cytoplasm. So we have Lakshmi, we have Prachi, we have Sharanya, Rashmi, we have Utkarsh, we have Gulshan. Very good, right? Good to see that all of you have mentioned, right? That's amazing, everyone, and many more. I can see few replies here. That's very good, everyone. Congratulations, right? And claps for our homework rock stars. Very good, everyone. Very good. So let's start our class now. Now, of course, the question was that whether the virus is a cell. Now, of course, as many of you have mentioned, that virus is not a cell, right? And of course, you have mentioned the reasons also. Now, the reasons are really very interesting, right? We know that a cell, of course, is a living organism, right? It can perform various activity, right? We know that cells will be that are present in the living organisms, right? And they will be making up a living organism. There are a lot of activities that occur. Yes. Yes, Mona Lisa. I don't know why. I'm really sorry. I just can't see your comments, right? That's a weird thing. I can just see few names over here. I don't know what is the reason for this. Really sorry, but very good Astha. Very good Mona Lisa. And very good Kanika. So if I see over here, I'm unable to see the comments. Like there are only few comments that I can see also. So I don't know why. Maybe there's some problem with this. So I will be getting it fixed. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I know. I can see that we have 64 comments. So that means that majority of you have, have written down the answer, but I don't know why I can't find your answer over here. We will get it, figure it out. Don't worry. Yes, in the next class, of course, we will be clapping for all of us. Very good, everyone. So on that note, everyone, let's quickly start, right? I can see all of you are here, and I'm super excited to take this class. I hope that all of you are excited again to learn with us. I know, yes? Very good. So let's quickly see what are the topics that we will be learning together. Magesh, I didn't, so basically I think there's some problem with my phone specifically. I can't see all the comments, so we will get to it. Yes. Very good. So let's see what are the content that we have today. We will be learning about the cell membrane, structure of the cell membrane. We'll be talking about the difference between the diffusion, osmosis, and active transport. These are different transportation that we see in the cells, right? And then, of course, we'll be talking about the cell wall, its structure, and its function. Yes. So are we ready? Tanisha, we will be discussing that, right? So stay tuned. Yes. Very good, everyone. Very good. Very good. Amazing. So I will look at your comments. Definitely, we will be calling out your name in the next session, right? So don't worry about it. Maybe there is an error, so I will get it rectified and we will be reaching out to you guys, right? Your name will be there. I know that you wrote the answer. Very good. So everyone, quickly tell me all of you are excited for the session. A very quick thumbs up in the chat or maybe a smiley for all of us. It's not the first session, Ritu. It's the second session. Yesterday we had the first session. Yes, Mithun, it's a second session. In yesterday's class, we discussed about the cell, its discovery, right? And we discussed about the different types and shapes of cells also. Very, very good, everyone. Now that I can see that all of us are giving a thumbs up and a smiley, let's quickly start our class. So we'll be starting with the cell. We know that cells are the structural and the functional unit of life. It's because of cell only that, of course, all of us are there, right? They will be giving us the structure, and of course, there are a lot of chemical reactions occurs in them, and because of that, of course, we are functional, right? So we know that the cells are the structural and the functional unit of life. When we talk about the cell, there are various components that are present in cell, and these components will be helping the cell in their better performing. We will be looking at these important components over here. We have cell membrane, cytoplasm, and nucleus. So these are the main components when we talk about, right? Of course, in cytoplasm, we will be going in detail and we'll be discussing about the cell organelles. But right now, we are starting with the cell membrane. Are we clear? Yes? Are we clear, everyone, that we'll be discussing about the cell membrane? So let's start with the cell membrane. Now, of course, we know that cell membrane separates, right, the internal material from the outside. So basically, it is like a door, right? We have a door outside our house, right? So the cell membrane is like the outer boundary or the door that will be keeping the outside people outside and the internal people inside. Basically, a barrier between the outside and the inside world. Yes? Very good. Yes, Sri, I will be. So I mentioned that, of course, when we talk about the viruses, right? We know that when we talk about a cell, there are a lot of activities that they can do. They can reproduce, which of course virus can't do. So that's a very important point that we have to mention in support of our answer, right? There are a lot of processes they have, but of course they'll not be able to reproduce by themselves. They need a host body. So yeah, that's a very important point that we need to mention. Very good. Very good, everyone. Yes, so we are clear with this, right? Very good. I can see that you already mentioned that it's semi-permeable. Absolutely correct. Ritu, we will be having the mind maps of this chapter once the chapter is done. Oh, you're asking a cell is a solid? You think about it, right? Think about it. Is it a solid? We can think about it. You will get the answer. We can see the cells on the microscope. So think about it, what are they? Either they are solid, liquid or gas. You will have the answer. So are we clear, everyone? Very good. I can see a lot of yes. So let's start. So now that we are clear that we'll be discussing about the cell membrane, let's talk about the cell membrane. So when we talk about the cell membrane, right? When we talk about the cell membrane, we know that it is a phospholipid bilayer structure. Can you see over here 1 and 2 layer, everyone? There are 1 layer and 2 layer, right? I can see many of you are saying solid, solid, solid. Very good. Very good. Very good. Let's talk about the cell membrane. So we know that the cell membrane is made up of the phospholipids. And phospholipids have 2 important components into it. It has fatty acids and alcohol. You will be learning about these in your higher classes. So as of now in the 9th class, we can focus on the phospholipid. And there are 2 layers of it. That's why we call it as the bilayer. Yes? Very good. Very good, Prachi. Fluid mosaic model. Yes, we will be going up to there. Very good. Very good, Kanika. That cell membrane works as a protective barrier of the cell. Yes. Thank you, Ghansham. Thank you so much. Good evening, Lakshmi. Is it? There's a lot of demand on the classes during summertime. Yes, very good, very good. So we all are aware that what are the functions of it, right? So we know that the cell membrane is the outer membrane, and this membrane actually provide the barrier or the protection to the cell. It is made up of the phospholipid, and there are 2 layers of the phospholipid over here. We can see, right? 1 layer and the 2 layer. Apart from that, we have the protein channels onto it. We have proteins also over here that will be helping in the transportation. So these are the very important proteins, right? Apart from that, if you look at this structure, right, you can see a head and a tail. Yes, so we'll be discussing about that. So over here, we can see that we have written down the hydrophilic and the hydrophobic. Very good evening. I can see many of you are joining us just now. Welcome to the class, everyone. I'm your teacher, Ankita. This is the class for 9th standard, and we are talking about the cell membrane, which is in the first chapter, that is a fundamental unit of life. Very good, very good, very good, Shrishti. What happens if there is absence of cell membrane? All the organelles in the cell will go out and the cell will die. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to take bio or not. Very good, Kanika. Hydrophobic means they are water hating. Absolutely correct. So over here, can you see, right? See the first part over here? There's a head on the top and the tail at the bottom, right? So the tail are kind of towards each other, right? And the heads are on the outer surface. So of course, tails will form an interior membrane, or they are basically inside over there. And on the outside, we have the heads, okay? And of course, we have the protein. We know that they are actually helping in the transportation. So that is the structure of the cell membrane. Everyone, are we clear? Yes, very good. Plasma membrane is equal to protein and lipids. Very good, Astha. Phospholipids and proteins. Absolutely correct. I hope that it's clear to each one of you are clear with the structure. So very quickly, cell membrane is the outermost membrane of the cell. Provides the protection. It acts as a barrier made up of the phospholipids bilayer, has some proteins in it, right? And this structure was given by the 2 famous scientists. You can quickly name the scientists over there, right? I'll give you one hint. Singarwal, I'll say that name. And they made the fluid mosaic model. Basically, they proposed that particular model. You will be learning about this in detail in your higher classes, so you don't have to, you don't have to focus over there. Very good, Prachi. Very good, Shri. Yes. Very good. No, so Prachi have mentioned the name of the scientist. Very good. Vibhuti. Yes, study star. Yes, Prashad. Absolutely correct, Vandana. Very good. Very good. So are we clear with this, right? So let's quickly repeat this again, once again for the last time. So we'll be moving to the function. We know that we have the cell membrane, right? Made up of two layers. Phospholipids layer has few proteins, and the main function of the cell membrane is to help in the transportation of molecules across the membrane, and of course it acts as a barrier also. Yes, right? I'm not ignoring anyone. I've just answered your question again. Very good. See, again, we are so many of you, right? We really want to interact with you. It's not our intention to ignore any one of you. You all are our, my students, my kids. So don't feel that, right? And be positive in class, everyone, right? Let's there be positivity. We want to be a happy kids, right? Happy kids are the one who will be learning very quickly. Be with me, right? Amazing. Very, very good, everyone. So we are clear with the cell membrane, right? We are clear with the cell membrane. Quickly give me a thumbs up, right? And we'll move ahead to a very important part of it. Awesome. Very good. Now that we are clear about the structure, function, right? Now let's understand that how the cell membrane is helping in the transport. We know that we have different types of transportation, right? We have buses, we have car, we have scooter, etc., etc. But how this membrane is helping in the transportation? Very, very interesting question, right? So let's look at the very big question, that how the transportation is happening or how the membrane is helping in the transportation. When we talk about this membrane, we will be discussing in terms of the permeability. Permeability means that will it allow the molecules to move in and out? Is it very rigid or it is kind of flexible? So we have three different conditions over here, right? Everyone, this is super important, super, super important. Please focus here. Diffusion, osmosis, active, passive transport. You have to wait 10 minutes and then we'll be discussing all of this. Very good. So we have first over there, we have impermeable. So there's a permeability where no particles are allowed to pass, right? It will be like a very rigid structure and nothing can pass through it. That is impermeable. Then, of course, we have selectively permeable, which means that it will allow the selective molecules only to move in and out, right? Over here, it will be choosing some of these materials, molecules, particles to move in and out. Then, of course, over here, we have freely permeable. That means that it will allow all the molecules to pass through it. So, you tell me, the cell membrane is what? Is it impermeable, freely permeable or selectively permeable? Very good, very good, very good. I can see the correct answer. Yes, the cell membrane is selectively permeable. Very, very good, everyone. Very good. So basically, this membrane can select and can choose what molecules will be moving inside. Very good, everyone. So we are clear with this. So we now know that the semi-permeable, right, our plasma membrane or cell membrane, sorry, is the selectively permeable. Now that we know that, let's understand how this transportation is happening. Now coming to the question of types of transport, right? Different types of transport. Are we ready, everyone? Very good. Very good. Vibhuti, so when we talk about the living membranes, there we don't have as such, right? We have freely permeable, we have the cell wall. Very good. Let's talk about the different molecules, right? And how they will be moving in and out. Very good, Chitra. Very good. So let's talk about the different types of transport. Now quickly tell me, everyone, if you are this person, right? You're climbing, you're cycling, right? And if you're going on a hill, will it be easy task or a difficult task? Or when you're moving from the top of the mountain, going down, is it easy or is it tough? You tell me, which one is easy? Yes, quickly tell me. Arpan, the example of the freely permeable membrane is cell wall. Right? This is easy, right? I'm sure all of you must have tried. If there's a slanting road, right? There's a slopey road. from the higher side will just go aram say without paddling the bicycle, right? We do that. So of course this is easy and this is very tough. So when in the transportation there is a requirement of the energy, we call it as the active transport, and when there is no requirement of the energy, we call it as the passive transport. So that's a very important thing that we need to have the clarity. Two different types of transport: passive transport, easy transport; active transport, very heavy transport, right? It needs lots and lots of energy. So there are two different types of transport: active transport and passive transport. So we are clear with this? Active transport require energy and passive transport does not require energy. Very good, everyone. I hope that all of you are there with me and not going somewhere else, right? All of you focus in the class. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now that we are clear with this, okay. Now, let me just see if this experiment is working. I got it, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's just see. Okay, I don't think this might work. Yes, see, I got the hot water, but the vapors that are coming out of these is very, very less, unfortunately. You'll not be able to see. But I'm sure, can you see something? I don't know whether you can or not. Yes, do tell me if you can see something. Yes, I wish I can come close to the camera and can show you this. But I can see some of the vapors coming out. It's a warm water. It's a very warm water. I know that you can't see, right? Yes. Yeah, it's because of, I think, because of the cold. No worries. But I'm sure you must have seen a hot cup of water, right? Or maybe a cup of tea. Yes? It's okay if you can't see, no worries. I'm sure when during this evening especially, when your parents will be sitting out, right, and they'll be drinking tea or coffee, you'll be able to see the something coming over there, right? Yes. And of course, when this happens, this part, right, this dhua that we have, the vapors that we have, right, if a person is sitting at a distance, you can still have the fragrance of it, right? You can still smell, okay, wow, something special is cooking in the kitchen or something is happening over there, right? This is what? Can you tell me what is this? Yeah, these are the vapors. Absolutely correct. Diffusion. Very good, everyone. What happens over here? The molecules will be moving, right? Of course. Very good. This is because of the diffusion. Very good, everyone. So we know that diffusion is a type of passive transport where the molecules will move from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. No issues. Welcome to the class. Yes, very good. Swati, Mary, Lakshmi. Very good. Blackpink, you have studied in chemistry. Yes, chemistry and bio related. Raj, study star, Aditi, Swati, Vibhuti. Very good, Prachi, Trishti. Very good, Lakshmi, from high to low concentration. Chitra, Ritu, Astha, Tanisha, and Kanika. You all are absolutely correct. We will see the diffusion of that is nothing but the movement of molecules from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. From high to low. And we call it as the diffusion. It's a type of passive transport because it does not require any energy. Right? No energy is needed over here. So are we clear? Quickly give me a thumbs up. So are we clear about the diffusion? A very, very important topic. Yes? Quickly give me a thumbs up. Are we clear, right? Very good, Prapti. Yes, we will be discussing about that in a minute. Let me just drink this warm water. Yes, just gives a little bit warmth. Very good. So we are clear with this, right? Now let's talk about osmosis. But before that, can you tell me over here what will be happening? I'm sure you must have seen at your place if if your parents are making pickles, right? They'll be keeping the raw mangoes in the brine. And brine is nothing but the salt water, right? What is it? It's nothing but the salt water, right? It's a mango season, of course. Pickles have been made during the when we have a mango season, right? Very good. So we know that it will get swelled up. So let's understand more about that. When we talk about the solution, right, we have two important components into it. We have solvent, into which the solute will be mixing, and over here we have the example of water, and over here we have the solute which is there in a less quantity, and the example of it could be, right, it could be salt or the sugar. Are we clear with this? Right? Everyone, are we clear with this? See, I'm starting with the basic so that all of us have a proper clarity about it. Yes? Very good. So we know that in solution, when we talk about, there are two important components, solvent and the solute. Solvent is there, right? Solvent is there in a huge quantity. Example, we have the water. And solute, we have in a very less quantity, that could be the salt or the sugar. You studied this in the 6th class. That's very good. I'm sure you studied this in the chemistry also. Very good. So now let's talk about the osmosis. Now what happens in osmosis? In osmosis, nothing water movement occurs from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Are we clear, everyone? This is the easiest definition. Movement of molecules from a higher region to the lower region through a semi-permeable membrane is called as the osmosis. So those of you who are asking about the osmosis, I hope that all of your doubts are clear, right? We now know that what osmosis is, and it is a type of passive transport. That means that it does not require any energy. So in passive transport, we have two types. We have diffusion and osmosis. The major difference between a diffusion and an osmosis is that in osmosis, we need a membrane, that is a semi-permeable membrane, whereas in diffusion, no membrane is required. Yes, Prapti, you have just answered your question. Very good, Aditi. Very good, Mukherjee, Sharanya Mukherjee, I guess. I'm sorry I missed your name. Yes. Very, very good. So we know that in osmosis, what happens? In osmosis, movement of water molecules will occur, especially mentioning movement of water molecules will occur from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. Are we clear? Very good, Lakshmi. Yes, Deepesh. Semi-permeable membrane, that it will allow only few molecules to move in and out. Very good, Prachi. Very good, Chitra. Clear, I can see crystal clear. A lot of thumbs up, lot of ticks. Very good, Rinku. And then there are two different types of osmosis, endo-osmosis and exo-osmosis. We'll just quickly discuss about it. So everyone, tell me what is happening over here. I'm giving you all the screen. What we have over here, right? We have a mango, right? And we can see that the cells loses water or shrink when we place in the hypertonic solution. What is happening? So in this particular water, we have more of salt, right? We have more of salt. So the water from the mango will move outside. And what will happen to our mango over here that is there in the water? Right over here? It will shrink, right? It will shrink. Very good. So the water is moving outside. So exoosmosis. Everyone, are we clear? Right? You can mention like this, exoosmosis. Very good. Are we clear with this? Yes, it will shrink. It will absolutely shrink. Yes, Shrishti. Now, we have this, right? If we have to visualize this, we have this over here with us. We have the water and NaCl, and of course, we have the higher concentration of the solute. In that case, the cells will shrink. That is in the hypertonic solution. Remember that, everyone. I can see few of you are have a few doubt over there. Yes, Tarak, just give me a minute. Right? Give me a minute. I will explain you again. So over here, if we have, right, a container, we have the water, we have added the salt into it, and there is a cell, right? What will happen in the hypertonic solution where we have more of salt? The cell will be losing the water and the cell will shrink. So we are clear with that, right? Yes, Kanika shrink means it will be getting shrinked, right? And swell means it will be swelling up. Let's talk about that. Moving to the next solution, that is a hypertonic solution. In this particular solution, if you see that cell will swell up when we place in the hypertonic solution. That means that we have more of water outside, right? And inside we have less, right? Basically, we have more water outside, right? And of course, we have less of salt. So what will happen? Water molecules will be moving inside and the cell will swell up. So in the hypertonic solution, the cell will swells up. Yes, are we clear? Yes, everyone, are we clear? Yes, Asta, they are. Not all, but few are. We have just discussed about them. Very good. When water will enter, yes, very good, Rinku, very good. Very good, Prachi, Samita. Yes, Deepesh. Blackpink, yes, very good. Clear, Chitra, very good. Very good, Lakshmi, Aditi. Om, Tanisha, Vandana, Tarak. Yes, Astha, very good. Hi, Shrishti, very good. Yes, Brijesh. Yes, Rekha. We'll be discussing about that. 1 minute. Very good, Veer, Swati, Samita. Okay, now we are clear with this. Now let's talk about the last solution that we have is the isotonic solution. And now in isotonic solution, everything is happy, right? What is there? Basically there's no net movement of the water in or out of the cell, and we call it as the isotonic solution. Very good. It will remain same, Tanisha. Very good. Very good, Lakshmi. Yes, absolutely correct. Very good, Prashansa. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Balance. Very good, Prachi. So we are clear, right? So as of now, we have discussed about 3 different types of solution. Hypertonic solution, the cell will shrink. Hypotonic solution, the cell will swells up. And an isotonic solution, nothing will happen. Right? So can I tell you a very interesting trick? Hyper, right? What happens when we are hyper? For example, there's a competition, right? What will happen? Oh, if there's a lot of hyper, what happens? So you just feel that, oh, we have a lot of we feel that there's a lot of pressure on us, right? For example, if you're going and there's a competition, there's a dance competition. I'm sure before the dance competition, you will feel a little bit of pressure, right? And you will feel that there's something is happening, right? Kind of a shrinkage, right? You feel the pressure all over your body and on your mind. So what will happen in hypertonic solution? We know that we will be seeing the shrinkage of the cell. In hypotonic, what will happen? Hypo. We have hippopotamus, right? So remember with that name, hippopotamus. Right? What will happen? The cell will swells up. And an isotonic solution, iso is like balance out to nothing, will not see no net movement of the water in and out of the cell. So are we clear? Very good. Yes. Very good, yes. Okay, now that we are clear with this, let's move ahead. Now that we have covered up, we have talked about the passive transport. Now let's quickly talk about the active transport. We know that in active transport, there's a requirement of the energy, and ATP will come over here and help in the movement of the molecule from the low concentration to the high concentration. Yes? So this is very interesting. In active transport, the movement is happening opposite, right? The movement is happening opposite. We have the movement of the molecules from the low concentration to the high concentration. And when that happens, there is a requirement of the energy molecule. And we know that we have ATP for that. And over here, we have the definition of it. So are we clear about the active and the passive transport? Adenosine triphosphate, very good. Very good, Lakshmi. Yes, Shrishti. Yes, Bhakti. Yes, Gokul. Yes, Samita, yes, Sai. Very good. Yes, Ritu, Zarina. We will be discussing that. Very good, Prashansa, Om, Astha, Ritu, Nine, Santhana, Saloni, Swati, Kanishka. Very good, everyone. So we are clear with this, right? Two important topics are done, right? Or more than two, actually. Now let's talk about something really very interesting. Okay, tell me how many of you love plants? How many of you love plants, right? Quickly give me a hand, raise a thumbs up, right? Or you can write, ma'am, I love plants, or me. Blackpink diffusion is a passive transport. Very good. Yes, we all are plant lovers, right? So, what happens if you will not be watering the plants regularly, right? I'm sure if you love plants, you will be watering the plants that you have at your home or in your surrounding. Or if not, you must have seen the plants, they don't get water. What will happen if you'll not be watering the plants regularly? Yes, Saloni, it will die. Yes, Chitra, Astha. Yes, they will dry up very quickly. Very good, Prapti, Shrishti, Bhakti. We will be discussing about that. The examples of active transport when we have in our body, right? There's a lot of reaction that occurs when the molecules will move from the low concentration to the high concentration. Very good. They will not be able to survive. Yes. So let's see the internally what is happening. So over here we have two cells, right? Let me just move aside. So over here we can see on the extreme side we have the healthy plant cell, and over here we have the wilted plant cell. Now if you see in the healthy plant cell right over there, we can see that there's lot of water right in the vacuole. Can you see over there, right? The vacuoles are filled with the water. They're really very happy. So what will happen? There will be a pressure on the cell wall, right? There will be pressure on the cell wall and the cell will be turgid, right? The cell will be very stiff. They'll be swelled up. Yes, everyone? And over here, we can see in the wilted plant, the vacuole is really very sad, right? Over here. And we can see that the plasma membrane over here is moved away from the outer boundary. And this particular cell is in the flaccid condition. So in turgid cell, what will happen over here? In the turgid condition, what will be the case? The cell will swells up again over here, as we can see. In the flaccid condition, the plasma membrane will move away from the outer membrane. Yes, this happens because there is no water, Ritu, right? If there is no water in the plants or in the vacuole, this will happen. And this we call it as the plasmolysis. Very good, Prabhakaran. Very good, Prachi. Yes. Yes, Samita. Yes, Shrishti, wall pressure. Yes. Absolutely. So the process of the shrinkage of the protoplasm right over here. See the living part of the cell right over here. The plasma membrane, all the cell organelles moving away from the outer boundary of the cell is caused due to the loss of water, and we call this whole process as the plasmolysis. So remember this, everyone, right? This is the plasmolysis. Are we clear with this? Very good. Okay, let me just quickly revise this again. So we're talking about that what will happen if there's a loss of water in the plant cell. So what will happen? The protoplasm, right? The living material that we have, the plasma membrane and the cell organelles that are there, will be moving away from the outer boundary of the cell, and this process is called as the plasmolysis. Yes. Harish, I would say yes, but again, it's your call that you can take. We are clear, right? Very good. So we are clear with this. Now we know what is plasmolysis, right? Now let's quickly discuss about a very important thing. Can you quickly tell me what is this, the outer membrane we are talking about? That the protoplasm is moving away. Yes? Quickly tell me. Over here we have this, right? What is this outer membrane that we have? Very good. We are talking about the cell wall. So in plant cells only we have the cell wall, and cell wall is the non-living, right? Cell wall is non-living. It is rigid protective layer, right, that is present outside. And of course, it is made up of the cellulose, right? It's really very rigid, super rigid. Made up of the cellulose, right? And of course, when we talk about the functions of it, we know that it is very rigid, so it will be providing the protection to the cell, will give the structure to the cell, right? And of course, plays a very important role in providing the strength also. So here we have the functions of it. The plant cell wall will be protecting the plant cells from the variation in the temperature, high wind speed, and of course the atmospheric pressure or the moisture that we have. Very good. I know that you have answered really very fast. Cell wall is only present in the plant cell and not in the animal cells. They're only present in the plant cells and not in the animal cells. You will be getting the session notes after this class on the Telegram group. Very good. Think about it. So we know that onions, of course, right? Of course, when we talk about the onions, they have green color part. You know that onions grow under the underground, right? But of course, they have a green part also. Yes, you know the answer already when we talk about green, right? Yes, Dhanvi, we will be discussing about the vacuoles. Yes, but in the upcoming classes. So that's all about the cell wall. We know that cell wall is not just only present in the plants, but it is found in the various organisms like fungi, algae, and bacteria. Right? So can you tell me that in fungi, right, the cell wall is composed of what? You can just tell me one. Can I write the initial word over here? So in fungi, very good, Shrishti. Yes, chitin. Very good. So in the fungi, right, the cell wall is mainly composed of chitin and glycoproteins, right? Very good. What about algae? What about algae? Let me write the first word. We have the glycoproteins. So of course, in the algae, we have the cell wall is made up of the glycoproteins and other components also. And what about bacteria? Very good, Shrishti again. And of course, very good, Harsh. I'm good, Shrishti. There are two Shrishti over here, I guess. Very good, Samita. Yes, so in the bacteria, the cell wall is made up of peptido. Let me just write over here. Glycan. Yes. Very good. So this is an extra information that we have, right? If someone asks you, you have this extra information with you. Awesome, everyone. So very quickly, let's just quickly recall what are the things that we have studied. Okay. 45 minutes into the class, and I hope that you're enjoying the class. Very, very good. So till now, we have discussed about the cell membrane, right? Which is the very important selectively permeable membrane that allow the movement of molecules in and out, only few molecules in and out. It provides the transportation, right? Of course, there are two different types of transportation, passive and active. Passive, we have two types, diffusion and osmosis, right? Where we don't require any energy. And active, we require energy. Diffusion, we know that the movement of molecules will occur from the higher concentration to the lower concentration. And in osmosis, the movement of water molecules will occur from the higher concentration to the lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. In active transport, we require ATP, right? And just now we have discussed about the cell wall. Yes, very good. Now, let's check our knowledge with this interesting question. What is the importance of cell membrane? Quickly, everyone tell me, what is the importance of cell membrane? Protection from the external shock, transport of molecules, help in keeping the cells in contact with each other, and all of the above. Yes? Very good, very good. I can see the answers. D. Absolutely correct. So all of these are the importance of the cell membrane. This is a very easy thing, right? Awesome. So we have the clear understanding about, right, about the cell membrane. We know that the cell membrane is only is the outermost membrane, right? It's the outermost membrane in the animal cells, and apart from the cell organelles, we have other components. We have nucleus, we have endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole, mitochondria, and Golgi apparatus. We will be learning about each of these in the upcoming classes. So there are two different types of cells. We have animal cells, and of course we have the plant cells. Plant cells only have the cell wall. Animal cells don't have the cell wall, right? So we will be discussing about all of these organelles in the upcoming classes. So stay tuned, everyone. Okay? Over here we have the different cell organelles. Nucleus is there, chloroplast, vacuole, and the cell wall. Very good. Let's quickly take this question, everyone. Thank you so much, right? Over here we have identify the cell organelles that are present only in plant cells. So out of these, plast, cell membrane, nucleus, and mitochondria, which of these will be only there in the plant cell? Super easy question, right? Very, very good, everyone. The correct answer is plastid, right? Plastids, they are the kitchen, right? And of course, they are only present in the plant cells and not in the animal cells. Very good, everyone. With this, we are done with our today's class. There are few revision slides or the summary slides for us. Right over here we talked about the cell membrane, passive transport. I'll not be going through the details. You are well aware about that. You can take these screenshots. Cell wall, and over here we have the homework question. List the application of osmosis in daily life. So, find out where you can actually see the osmosis. At home. Easily. Two examples, right? Let me just write over here. Write 2 examples. Basically, write 2 examples. Very good, Aditi. There are 3 types of plastids. Yes. Okay. Very good, Astha. Root absorption, you guys are answering here itself. That's amazing. But you can write in the comment section below also. Awesome, everyone. So on that note, we are done with today's class. We'll be meeting next week on 25th of May. Block your calendars, right? Put it a mark that we'll be learning about the nucleus. When you're coming to the next class, right, please come, just go through the text that you have in your NCERT textbook. Very small text is there, right? Just read through your NCERT textbook so that you can ask me doubts, right? That's a very important point. And I always say that Byju's have got you covered. We have got you covered. Don't forget to hit the like button for the videos. That's your way of showing love to us. Share with your friends and subscribe to the channel. That is your own channel. And you can try the free class trial link that is there in the description box below. Awesome, everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed the session. I've answered the question like what is the difference between osmosis and diffusion? What is the difference between passive and active transport? Very good. Very good, everyone. So, bye-bye, everyone. Lots of love. If you still have some difficulty in this topic, just watch the video again. Or you can write the questions in the comment section below. We'll be taking up in the next class. How is the cell wall permeability? The cell wall is freely permeable. It will allow all the molecules to pass through it. Protoplasm is the living part of the cell, which includes the cell organelles, right? And of course, the nucleus. Cytoplasm and the nucleus, we usually say. Awesome, everyone. Great, everyone. On that note, bye-bye, everyone. See you in the next class. Lots of love. Keep yourself safe and we'll meet again. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.